Says I'm on. Hi. Good morning. Hello. Good morning. My name is Terry Morgan. Today is December 21st, 2021. We're here to practice Wudang Taiji. We have completed part 2 of Wudang Taiji, and this morning I'm going to do something similar to what I did yesterday with Yang style Taiji. I'm going to take a couple of things out of what we practice, and we're going to focus on those. Let me put the coffee down. Okay, let's get started with basic stretch. Feet about shoulder width apart. Stand straight. Wiggle fingers, wiggle the toes. Bend the knees. Hands circle the front. Back around to both sides. Up along center line. Stretch up. Reach out. Relax as you bend over, right? So reach out and relax. Bend more through the hips, not through the waist. One more time. All the way up. Elbows drop down. Wrists, fingertips, hands return to your sides. Do a little bit of a leg stretch. So, right leg front, left leg back. Open it up a little bit, just a little. Back foot at 45, front foot straight. Knee does not go past the toes. Sink. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Last time. 5, 6, 7, 8. And change legs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright, relax. A couple of different ways to count that. So, I did an 8 count, there's 10. Right? As we practice Wudang style Tai Chi, several things that we want to pay attention to, need to pay attention to as part of how we move and what we're doing. From the very beginning, do this with me, the very beginning of Wudang style Tai Chi. Feet together, stand straight. Pull up through the crown head. Relax the shoulders. Open the arms. Relax the breath. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Salute. Breathe out. Breathe in. Sink. Open. Down the left. Up on the right. Excuse me. Up on the left, down on the right. Turn. And to the left. To the right. Down. Other side. Relax. This whole series, Pang, Nu, Ji, and foundation for Tai Chi system applications. So, ward off, pull down, press, push. All of these are present in every Tai Chi system. We do them differently according to which system you're practicing and which teacher you had. A lot of variations that are part of whatever system it happens to be. Some things, yeah, not so much, but there's a lot of good variation, and there's some things that you just have to look at and wonder sometimes. All right. Having said that, paying attention to what goes on behind the movement, the intent and the application, in this case, the four that I just called out: ward off, pang, press, ji, pull down, push, an. These four are all in what we just did. Let's do it again. Look for them. Feet together, stand straight. And relax the breath. Salute. Breathe in. Breathe out. Sink. Open left. Turn foot. Center. All right. Down on the left. Come on up. And down on the right. Press up. Turn 1, 2, 3, 4. Out. Down. Right. We have another series that uses more clearly Peng, Lu, Ji, An. It reappears. Right now, feet about a little bit wider than shoulder width. Cloud hands. Alright? In our Tai Chi form, we have double cloud hands and single cloud hands. Within single cloud hands, because that's what I'm going to talk about right now, we also have Pang, Lu, Ji, An, and that's what part of what we're going to work on this morning. These 4 applications, all right? And again, the idea behind this, sip of coffee here. The idea behind what I'm talking about is traditional internal arts applications, not this movement, this does this, and this person does that, and then this one does this. The application is the intent behind the movement. So as I move through whatever it is I'm doing, what's the intent behind? What's my goal? Right? What am I trying to accomplish? Real obvious one. What am I trying to accomplish? Yeah, okay, pull down. Alright? It's there. I can also use twist. There's some additional application that I can use together with that. It's not this foot goes here, these hands go here, do this. That's the very beginning, right? Knowing what you're supposed to do, what's the physical body doing, that's the very beginning. If you don't have that, the rest of it, it doesn't, I mean, how to say that? If you don't have the basics for the physical movement, If you don't know that this foot goes here, this foot goes here, where's my weight distribution, right? What am I paying attention to with my hands out here? What is this? What am I doing? What have I got? What's in my hands? I'm not flying, right? What am I doing? That idea, if that physical movement isn't there, turning the waist to add to that physical movement can't be there. If the waist isn't flexible and supple, it's hard to hold the root through the legs and bring strength through the upper body to do pull down, which is what we're doing here. All right? All of that comes together with the intent behind, which is pull down. It's really obvious. Pull down. Here. Going down, this direction. All right? The intent behind this can be pulled down. Much smaller, less obvious. Pull down. Pull down. Press. Right? Press against something. Again, relatively obvious. Press. Not so obvious. Side of my arm, press. This idea behind the movement gives us the application. It's not only the physical movement, it's the intent behind. And these applications, again, are part of every Taiji system. Everybody's got them. Some version or another. They're not all the same. I've said that before, and I want to make real clear. Because I'm guilty of this, right? Raise my hand. When I very first started, years ago, long time ago, I learned certain movements. And I went, this is the way that it's done. Okay? And I thought everybody's supposed to do it that way. I did. Oh, if you're doing this style, you got to do it this way. That's the way it is. No, it's not. It's not. I had to learn that. And as part of learning that, I recognize that there are certain things that are common that must be there, right? These are applications. This is fundamental for Tai Chi, period. This is how it got started. It's the idea behind everything that we do. As the system's developed, different people developed different things, and they created, there's a lot of creativity out there. There is. All right, some of it follows these traditional principles. Some of it, you got to reach for it. All right, I tend to stay close to the traditional principles. If I can't see the application, that there's some potential, at least, for there to be an application in the movement, I'm going to question what it is. Right? It's just because we have at the foundation of Tai Chi a martial art. If the application is absent, it may be some Qigong practice. We got Qigong class coming up the end of this week. It may be something else. I'm not sure. But the application, the idea behind the movement, that there's something going on, needs to be there. All right. I gave this very quickly. I'm going to go back over it again. And I've given this before. In cloud, excuse me. All right, try again. In cloud hands, we have Panglu Jian. Wudang Taiji cloud hands. Feet a little bit wider than shoulder width. And I'm going to turn around so you can be able to do this with me, alright? So, you need to see what my hands are doing. This hand comes up, across the shoulder, around the top of the head, and back down on the other side. At the same time, this hand comes up, right, and around. Right? This circle, so it's an oval along the side of the body. As I turn, my hand does not go beyond my shoulder. Right? Looks like it from here. It's not. Okay, that idea that you're working this part, this circle, to stay within your own frame is very important. As we turn, the hand that comes up, right? Both hands are working. Ward off, palm, pull down, loop, press, G, push, on, ward off, pull down, press, and push. That series is part of what you're doing with both hands, right? And so, ward off, pull down, press, and push. Both hands at the same time. Turn the knee around the toes, going to the outside, not the inside. All right, everything's going to the outside. Inside goes here. Outside goes here. All right? I'm just showing you. All right, we're going to the outside. Not too fast. Pay attention to the applications. Feet a little wider than shoulder width. Bend the knees. Sink through the hip. Keep the shoulders down. Center the back. Up on the right. Excuse me. Up on the left with the right. And turn. As you transfer the weight, sink into the heel of the receiving leg. Bend the knees more. Open the hip more. As your hand comes across at the top, don't go beyond the top of your head. And either side, don't go beyond your own shoulder. Applications. Sink. Open a little more. Keep going. Couple more times. Open the hip. Use the back of the leg. And come center. Come on up. All right. As we sink into these moves, the usefulness, this is my discussion about application. The usefulness of the movement depends on how well we can sustain wherever it is. All right, so if my thighs are parallel to the floor, can I sustain that? Great, go there. If your thighs are inverted so that you're actually moving along the floor, you're flexible, great, this is good. If you can't do that, then it's not useful to you. Okay, so as we develop the physical skill, right, we need to also pay attention to the usefulness behind. What's the intent behind? What is it that we're actually doing? And what idea supports, what are these traditional ideas support that movement? What are the applications possible in that movement? I use cloud hands quite a bit because it is one of those fundamental, comprehensive things that all Tai Chi systems have, and they all contain these 4 fundamental applications. So it's a real good example for these kinds of explanations. You'll see it from me again. In Wudang style Tai Chi, we have something else that we pay attention to. And we're going to work on this just a little bit right now with cloud hands again, but I'm going to add double cloud hands, right? So as we are moving through here, double cloud hands, single cloud hands, right? Reappears in several places. We have at the very beginning, raise the leg, lift up yin, ward off, ward off again, pull down, press, and push, double cloud hands, single cloud hands, right? This whole series, and I just did fairly soft, I'm going to turn around, do it again, you're going to do it with me, and pay attention to how the upper body coordinates with the lower body. On the left leg, hold ball. Right leg on the toe. And to the front, heel, toe, step through, ward off. Ward off again, pull down, press, and push. Double cloud hands, single cloud hands. Hold the ball on the right side. Alright, this series, cloud hands, right? I just talked about this at length. Cloud hands has ward off, press, pull down, push. Ward off, pull down, press, push as we turn. Alright? And I'm gonna turn around, I'm gonna exaggerate this just a little bit. Use the waist. this whole series relies on the upper body being relaxed, the lower body, so upper body here, lower body here, right? Lower body being stable, not stiff, stable. Okay? You can't do this if you're stiff. It doesn't work. Alright? And that they both be joined, that's why I call it, they both be joined through the waist. The waist turns just like my hands are doing. Alright? This is what the gentleman that taught me, Wudang style plus a whole bunch of other stuff, talked about as a two swimming fish. The yin fish and the yang fish. And they swim together at the lower tian. Alright, they don't separate from each other. They're always there, they're always together, and it's three-dimensional. So as you turn, you're turning in 3 dimensions. This idea gives us part of the unique movement in Wudang style Tai Chi. If this isn't working, you're not there yet, right? The connection between what you're doing inside and what you're doing outside matters tremendously for how you do movement, whatever movement it is. Right? In traditional Yang style Tai Chi, quiet, elegant, very open. In traditional Wu style Tai Chi, smaller movement, very focused. Wudang style Tai Chi, we've got we've got a little spice. There should be that turning through the waist. It can't be exaggerated, it can't be too much, but it needs to be there. How do we do that? Practice. I'm going to give an exercise now. Just this. One of my students years ago nicknamed it stirring the soup, but that's the idea, is that you've got a big cauldron, big soup bowl, big soup pot, and you're stirring it. Alright? That turning should come from the lower tian through the waist. Keep the hips open, keep the shoulders down and relaxed. Allow the waist to turn. Feet a little bit wider than shoulder width. Left hand at the lower tian, right hand palm down. Circle inward. Come in on the left, out on the right. Quiet the legs, quiet the hips, quiet the upper body. Focus on the waist and the lower tian. Pay attention to that left hand. Turn, sink, and 2 more. Then we're going to change hands, and change hands. Go the other way. Alright? So we're just turning counterclockwise. And now it's clockwise. Keep going. Focus on the right hand. Relax the upper body. Keep the hand below the shoulder. Two more. And relax, center. All right. As we turn, right, clockwise, counterclockwise, both at the same time. Feet about shoulder width apart. Ready? And right, turn. Palm is flat and down. Keep a nice slope between the shoulder, the elbow, the wrist. Open the back. Use the waist. Turn. And center. All right. Focusing on keeping the waist open, allowing the hip to turn, allowing the shoulders to turn, gives us the ability, side effects, to turn through the lower tian. All right? If your foot is not well positioned, it'll be a problem. All right? I've talked about this repeatedly. I'm just going to review for a second. Knee over the toes, toes slightly, just slightly to the outside. All right? These physical postures, physical positions, give us the ability to add more. That idea behind that, what's the application? What am I doing here? Ward off, pull down, press, and push. Understanding that there is that intent behind matters so much to the way we approach a movement, the way that we execute the movement, the way that we move through space, the extent of the movement. Everything that we do in the art depends on understanding that there's intent behind, that there's mindfulness that needs to be, you need to be present. Distracting thoughts aren't going to help, right? I need to be paying attention to my physical movement. I need to be paying attention to my surroundings. I need to be paying lots of things to pay attention to, not something else. I need to be present now. And there needs to be sufficient ability. Body has to be capable, physical body has to be capable of doing what it is that you want it to do, right? If your body's not capable, don't do it. I'm serious. The building up, little by little, of that capability is what we're doing here. That's part of why we're practicing. This session today has a bit of my crossover new format. So I spent a little bit more time on some analysis. What are we doing with cloud hands, and what about these applications? I'm going to continue that. There was a part of this where it was just the physical activity. I'm going to continue that as well, but what I want to try and do with the new format is separate things a little bit. That is coming up in January, right? So we're going to have one more class in this series to review Wudang style Tai Chi. Then I'm going to take a break, do a little work on what I've already recorded, and look for what hasn't been done yet. Got some things that I need to record that will be much more straight movement, very little talking. And then I'll come back with some commentary, either written or in another video. So I've got some ideas for what I'm going to be doing next. I hope it's going to be really helpful and a little bit better organized, right? So the rest of this week, tomorrow Wudang Tai Chi sword, Thursday and Friday Qigong, next week the same, and yeah, I'm going to be here all week. Next week the same, so Yang style Tai Chi, Wudang style Tai Chi, Wudang Tai Chi sword, Qigong, and there's going to be a break, and then I come back with this new format, and I'm going to continue it. I'm going to continue this class, but it's probably going to be 3 days a week instead of 5. Let you know. There'll be some other recordings, so I'm not going anywhere. Appreciate y'all being here. Thank you so much.